Hey guys, so we'll be doing a tutorial video on making a U-cap wig. So we're going to start off with what our new product is, which is our U-part wig cap. It's made out of lace and stretchy material. As you can see there's an opening which is 1 by 3 inch. There's straps to hold the cap together. We have drawstrings so that you could size your cap to your liking. It's a really wonderful cap. It's stretchy, it's durable, you're going to get long use out of it. So it's the perfect item to really customize your wig and personalize it to you. We all know about buying wigs at the store, but this is really going to be a good option. So here's the hair that I'll be using. I'm going to be using a foam head. I'm going to be placing the cap on the head. Just so I can get an idea of what I'm doing. I use some pins to hold the cap down and prepare the hair to be sewn onto the cap. So as you can see here, those are the drawstrings, and we're going to be mindful of those drawstrings. So we're going to start off by placing the first track right underneath the drawstring. I do cut it. As you notice, there is some shedding going on, so you really should seal your wefts, but for this I'm just making a video. It's not really a concern for me. So I'm going to hold the track down by placing a pin, just so I have some guidance on where I'm supposed to be sewing, just to keep track of it. So I've started out with the corner of the track, and I'm going to keep going with it. I like to use the boxing method when sewing. I don't know what it's called, but what I do is I wrap the needle around, the string around the needle. As you can see here, this is the end result of the method that I chose to sew. It looks like a little box. It's really sturdy. It's the best option for me, and it looks neat. This is how I like to sew my tracks. I'm not sure if it's the right way, but this is how I do it. So now we're looking at the first track laid. I'm now trying to figure out where I should place or start sewing the second track. I'm being mindful of the straps. You do not want to sew on top of the straps or any track that's going to be in the way of the track, the drawstring. So I'm just trying to gauge it, eyeball it to see where I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to remove the straps eventually, but one mention I want to make is that you don't want to gather up the lace when you're sewing. So you see how it gathers up there? You don't want that. You really want a clean, straight, flat cap. So try not to gather it up when you're sewing, or else the cap will get smaller by the time you're finished this project. So try not to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and, as I said, remove the straps from the hooks that are there, or whatever you like to call it, just so that it's not in my way. I know that where everything lines up, I'm going to take it off, just so that I can sew it better. Okay, so I've laid the track down, used some needles again to hold it in place, and I'm going to begin sewing. See how I'm pulling at the cap to make sure that it's nice and flat? Alright, so I'm at the end. I'm about to flip the track over. I use a pin to hold down the track just to make sure that it's a clean flip and there's no bumps and lumps. It works perfectly. I love doing it this way. It's a clean look, as you can see there. Perfect. Looks good. So I've laid the second track, I'm on to the third. I'm just trying to kind of estimate where things are going to go. So if you notice, the way that I laid the tracks, there's no interference with the drawstring. Perfect. So we're on to the second bundle. I'm a little less than halfway through the cap, and things are looking really good. Alright, so I'm at the edge of the cap. I'm now working on the sides, and I want to make sure that I have a really clean flip again that's not bulky, that's not lifted in any way. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the weft is extended right to the end of the cap. I'm going to go ahead and flip it again, use a needle to hold everything in place so that I have a really clean flip. Just measuring everything up to make sure that everything is, working out. So here is pictures of what it looks like so far. So I'm at the top and I'm just trying to make sure, one, that I have enough hair, two, that the spacing is right. Because this cap is a side part, I couldn't go back and forth. I have to really kind of figure out how I'm going to place everything. So it looks like I'm going to space out the tracks on the side that's larger, just to make sure that I don't run out of hair. So I'm at the top and I've laid my track in a certain way where I'm going to kind of finish it up in a U. The idea is to get everything to kind of shape off into a U finish, so that when I get to the top, everything is looking really neat and consistent. Alright guys, so there we go. I'm almost finished. I'm running out of hair, but I'm going to do it. So this is what it looks like, and now I'm at the top and I'm going to go ahead and lay some tracks around the rim of the U. When I'm done, I'm going to cut those straps off, but that's just to hold everything into place. Okay guys, so stay tuned to part 2 of the styling of the wig. Thanks!